Hi, welcome to the Steve and Ja podcast. We are a podcast that talk about advice columnist questions, news, viral clips, questions for Ja, and more. In today's episode, we are going to be doing an advice columnist question, which is, help. I wish my boyfriend would masturbate to anything else. Am I wrong to think this means he doesn't fully respect our relationship? Recently, I found out my boyfriend still keeps nudes from his exes. He only admitted it to me once, but there could be more, and that he masturbates them from time to time. We live in different states and I plan to move to the city soon. He's a decent guy, and we love each other. He didn't see anything wrong with it, but to me it feels closer to cheating than to watching porn. Mostly because of his personal romantic history. I was upset when he told me about it, but I appreciate that he told it to me himself. So, Ja, what do you think?
Like, what to do with the situation?
Yeah, so she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he masturbates to his ex.
Right. And then he confronts it with his current girlfriend, right?
He admitted to his current girlfriend that he does that.
So what's the girlfriend's question?
She thinks it's closer to cheating and she would be probably more comfortable if he just watched porn. Mm-hmm. But because it's someone he used to date,
right, she
feels like it's closer to cheating than anything else.
Yeah, I would agree.
Perfect. So that wraps up.
No, I totally agree. I think that is cheating. Because he dated.
You think it's cheating? That's quite a strong word.
Kind of like cheating because he's obviously watching ex's photos and stuff, but that means that he still has feelings and he's masturbating to them. So clearly he has feelings for the exes, right? So that's kind of like emotionally not available for the current girlfriend. So that's problematic.
So what do you think is wrong with him looking at the pictures if you have to like pinpoint it to something?
Well, he's looking at pictures of his exes. So he had relationships with them. So if he still masturbates to those photos, that means that he still has feelings perhaps for the exes.
But is he just doing it because it's a naked lady?
No. I think there's more to it.
You think there's more to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Otherwise, why would he not masturbate to her photo, the current girlfriend's photos?
Maybe she hasn't given him any photos.
Well, that's not her fault. He should ask her if that's the case, instead of just like conveniently pull up ex's nudes. That's totally wrong, I think.
So, I think it would be. Do you think in the question it would help if we knew how long they were dating for? Like if they just met each other and be dating each other for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to be more of a problem than say they've been dating for 6 years? Do you think it's worse if they've been dating for 6 years and he's masturbating?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's worse if he's been dating her for a month and masturbating to his ex?
I think both are wrong, regardless of the
Which
time.
Which is worse though, if you had to pinpoint?
Obviously the ones for 6 years. That's worse.
Because he should have moved on by then.
Yeah, exactly. But even for 1 month, if he's decided to date a whole new person, then he should give the time and try to build that relationship with her instead of like clinging onto the old relationships.
Okay, and how about why is he masturbating? Maybe the girlfriend should be satisfying him so he doesn't have to.
Well, it shouldn't be the girlfriend's fault. It's his fault. So we shouldn't pinpoint it to her. So you're blaming her for not satisfying him, right? That's not right. Because he clearly did something wrong.
Do you think a man can masturbate regularly and have sex with his partner? Mm-hmm. Or do you think the partner should totally satisfy him so he doesn't have to masturbate?
Well, I think it's about communication. That if the boyfriend thinks that, I don't feel satisfied, then he has to let her know that how can they work out and come to a common ground. Instead of just be like, I'm just going to go ahead and close the door and masturbate. and not tell you anything, that's like hiding information from your partner.
But I guess
that's not healthy.
He was open though. He said he masturbates to his ex.
Right,
Unless
yeah.
she found it. I don't know.
Right, well, from the blurb, it sounds like he confronted her about it, which is good, because at least he's honest about what he did. But my question would be, does he confront her because he feels he did something wrong, or is it because like he just feel like it's time to tell her and then doesn't really have any remorse? So I think there's a difference there.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think?
I always start with I think she should have a discussion with him and ask him why he feels the need to masturbate over his ex rather than porn or maybe pictures of herself. Because if there's a problem there, maybe he hasn't got over his ex. I think, masturbating over an ex is very weird, especially if being with them sexually, because it's all about fantasies, so you're probably remembering. And maybe when he's having sex with her, maybe he's envisioning his ex instead.
That's even more wrong.
Yeah, well, we don't know. But I think certainly masturbating over an ex is definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Is it wrong for her to still be with him if she's found out that information? You know, she can also call it off if somebody did something bad or wrong.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you got to stick around. You can be independent and call things off yourself.
True.
But it's a bit, I'd say it's weird and wrong to masturbate over an ex unless you had feelings for them. And to openly admit it to your current partner is even stranger. Unless she found out, obviously. But as the girlfriend or the partner, I think she, solution-wise, I guess, he should definitely delete those pictures. Maybe she can take some new pictures for him, so he's got something to masturbate over. Or suggest porn sites, but he should.
No.
So she should do the pictures.
No, I don't think she can do the pictures and he can do the same thing for her. And then they need to communicate about what they need sexually. So that, you know, like when he feels the need of having to masturbate, at least she's there.
Maybe they work away.
Maybe they can work out some sort of plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can't be perfect, but you just have to communicate and make it work.
And what happens if he refuses to delete them, or he says he's deleted them, but he hasn't deleted them?
I would say that's
Smash
cheating.
That
I would say that's then like lying to the current girlfriend. If I were her, I would be like,
leave him.
Yeah, call it off and be like, we just need time apart. You know, it clearly shows that you're not emotionally invested in our current relationship, so I can't waste my time with you. Maybe you just need time to like get over the exes, and then when he's ready to move on to a new relationship, maybe if she still has feelings for him, you know, if she hasn't found a new partner, then, you know, maybe they can get back together and make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe he just needs more time to heal from the past relationship, and then really to like get over it.
I think
move on.
Nobody wants to be with someone if they don't want to be with them. So even if you love them, if that person doesn't love you back, then why would you hang around?
Yeah, exactly.
So sooner rather than later. So what we're saying, to have it out with him and get him to delete the photos. But is there a bigger problem? Maybe they need to have a discussion and to see if he's ready for a relationship as well, not just to delete the photos. Yeah,
that's true. Maybe there's other thing that he does that she hasn't found out. Is not just like sexually, maybe emotionally he's still
attached.
Yeah, like attached to past relationships, and then maybe still looks through photos of him and exes being together or something like that. That's also not right. That's almost like
Yeah.
disrespectful to her for her time. Because she's 100% invested, but he doesn't seem like he is.
So if you're her best friend, how are you going to advise her?
Well, I'll be like, at the end of the day, it's your decision. But from my perspective, from an outsider perspective, it just doesn't look like he's the right person for you at this moment. So maybe you can just
Dump his ass.
end it for now. Well, maybe give it time to see if they can work it out. If they can, perfect, if not, then I would say, look out for yourself, because you might be hurt at the end of this relationship and you might be very disappointed. So I obviously, as a best friend, wouldn't want to see my best friend getting hurt in any sort of relationship. So that would be my advice. What would you do?
I'd be like, hey, sister, you don't need no man. Maybe you can become a lesbian.
Okay. Explore your sexuality.
Pretty much similar to you. I'd be like, does this person really want to be with you if they got pictures? And just pinpoint any evidence out. And they need to have the talk. And you can only advise.
Yeah.
But they have to put the big boots on and come to the decisions themselves. But
That's
just
true.
remembering there's plenty more fish in the sea.
That's true.
And don't be with someone if they don't want to be with you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Can't make someone love you.
Yeah. Don't hang yourself in one tree. There's plenty of trees out there.
I've never heard that expression before. Don't hang yourself.
On one tree.
Like, to death.
Yeah.
Like with a rope and a noose.
Yeah. That's what my mom taught me.
Okay.
So she was like, there's plenty of trees to hang yourself. You don't have to hang on this tree.
And why was she talking about suicide when you was a kid?
No. It's a saying. It's a saying, expression saying that there's plenty of opportunities out there.
To kill yourself.
What's that?
To hang yourself.
That's right. But it's just a saying. It's
No.
basically means that there's plenty of opportunities in other places, so you don't have to like box yourself in just this one place. But there you go.
Don't drive yourself off that cliff because there's plenty more cliffs that you can.
Exactly.
But it might take you a while because you might live in the city, so you would have to get to somewhere coastal, and that would take some time.
Right.
And then once you get there, then you'd want to visit another one because there's plenty more.
Right.
So it would end up being one big road trip, and then you would have to make the decision. You're like, oh, which one did I like? I like this
Right.
coastal.
Wow.
And then the one you did find, maybe there's not road access, and that's a big dilemma as well.
Right. Maybe it just doesn't work, and then you have to spend the next 20 years trying to find the perfect cliff to drive off.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And then when you do find that cliff to drive off, that cliff is only 5 foot tall, and you're fine. Right?
Exactly.
That's the moral of the story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that we agreed on something today.
Yeah, well, we discovered
For the first time.
a new saying.
A slang.
Which brings me on to our next podcast. I'm going to have, I don't know whether it's 10 or 20 sayings. And I'm going to see if you know what it means.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it might be English sayings or American sayings or some famous sayings.
Okay.
And obviously English is not your first language and you were brought up in a different country. So it
That's
might
not
be
fair.
some very interesting answers and guesses what you think these meanings mean.
Well, you should have some Chinese sayings. I'm going to test you out.
Oh, that'd be great. Finally, you can ask me a question.
I will.
There's one I heard today on a Joe Rogan, but it's not really, it's kind of self-explanatory. It was something like, I gotta remember this on the spot, it's like hard work beats lazy talent or something. I forget.
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
Like any day. It's saying like as like a athlete, someone that's I'm gonna remember this blimmin' saying. I'll remember it when we speak next. what the proper saying is, it's basically saying if you're the most talented person in the world and you have a hard worker, they will be that person because that person's not given hard work.
Oh, okay.
It was something like hard work beats talent if talent is not hard working. Or something like that.
Sounds like a tongue twister.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool.
Interesting.
You know how Americans always like hard work. Like in the gym and stuff. Right?
Hardest worker in the room.
Yeah, I guess.
Like that t-shirt.
Yeah. But the next podcast will be more difficult sayings. Oh, here's a little teaser. I was thinking about it earlier. Have a guess what this means. It's an English saying. What does "I'm under the weather today" mean?
Not feeling well.
Wow, boom, correct.
That's an easy one. That's so common.
Is it?
Yeah, very common. Feeling under the weather.
Yeah. But when you think about it, it's
feeling under the weather. That means that the weather is good, but you're feeling under it.
Yeah, but someone as a second language learner or foreigner, I know it's different for you because you've done a university degree, you've done a PhD in English, you've been Americanized. But someone as a second language learner, that sounds very strange. You said that to me in Chinese. I'll be like, what the heck?
That's true. Yeah, I guess you just learn with hearing people saying it, and then you're like seeing it being used. So you're just like, oh, okay, this is what it means.
A penny for your thoughts.
A penny for your thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what it means?
That means like you have a good idea?
It's an old saying. In England, we had big coins and pennies. So a penny is a coin. Penny for your thoughts. Just like maybe you stumble across somebody and they're just thinking. It's quite self-explanatory. Oh. And you're kind of like trying to catch your attention. So you're like, a penny for your thoughts. And they're like, oh, where was I? Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So if I'm kind of like daydreaming in my own zone. Right. And then someone comes up and says, oh, a penny for your thoughts.
I'm like, where's my penny?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting
and you got lots
one.
of little other sayings.
Right. Here's my 2 cents.
Yeah, there's that.
Here's my 10 cents.
My granddad used to say, take care of the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves.
Oh, okay.
Said not to waste money. Like, if you're taking care of the pennies will eventually add up and the pounds will take care of themselves.
Oh, okay.
So like save money.
Oh, right. There's a Chinese saying that makes me think of, it's like you pick up the seeds of a watermelon but forgot about the whole watermelon.
And what does that mean?
That means that you're focusing on details and you're forgetting about the bigger picture. Oh. So a lot of times that you need to look at the bigger picture and look at the whole watermelon instead of just focusing on the seeds inside.
I feel like all the examples I've given you have been pretty easy, and the ones you've given me are like extremely difficult.
No, it's not.
I'm definitely going to have to do my research and find some difficult ones for you. And okay. I think any one you give to me will be difficult.
No. Well, it will be a fun game.
Okay, we'll save that for the next episode.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. See you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.